You get only one life. Here's how you can use it to get real rich. Presenting Atul Goel, the man who can help you to do the math that can help you get real rich. The real estate expert with the unique combination of insight, intuition, in-depth analysis, and industry experience of 35 years. Hello, folks, and we're back with our second episode of Real Rich. First of all, thank you so much for all the love. It's been amazing. We had hoped that you would like what's happening on this web series. It's been absolutely unbelievable the way that you guys have responded to getting real rich, which is why we've had to pull Atul out of his schedule. He has a very, very busy schedule, but my dear friend Atul has made time for us because we could not, of course, postpone this any longer. We're back with answers that Atul has for us. In our first episode, he had said number one, use the free money that you get. Number two, he had said loans are good. And number three, he had said taxes are your friend. Dear friend Atul is here with us. Hi Atul, welcome. Welcome back.
I'm so glad I'm here.
We have been waiting to do this. I honestly can't answer people who ask me, Lina, free money kahan milta hai? So I'm handing this discussion over to the only man who can give you all these answers. Are you all right with getting on with these answers?
Because bilkul. I just need that chart. We've been talking about this, that EMI are not your expenses, provided you do at the right place and the right thing. The money which you spend, car never comes back as an asset.
Absolutely.
And last time when we spoke, we said if you put money in your asset, that could be real estate, definitely it will come back as an asset which will be an appreciated value, which you will get after 10 years or 20 years. Now, when I say this, I have also said last time that you get free money.
Yes.
Now let's look at the rate of interest. It's a very simple calculations. Your salary per month, if it remains same from 2016 to 2018, and if you've decided to put 50% of money as an EMI, and let's say the EMI you decided was 60,000 rupees a month.
Okay.
In 2016, for a rate of interest of 10.25, the EMI per lakh was 982 rupees. So you were eligible for a loan of 36.66 lakhs.
Okay.
In the 2018, when your rate of interest has gone down to 8.35, your EMI per lakh, that is equal monthly installments per lakh, has gone down to 858 rupees.
Okay. Okay.
EMI has gone down. In that bargain, you are now eligible for 41.96 lakh rupees loan.
Okay, let me process this. 2016, if I was able to pay an EMI of 60,000 rupees, I was eligible for a loan of
36.66 lakhs.
And now my EMI remains the same.
And now you are eligible for 41.96 lakhs. So you are getting 5.3 lakhs, that is 5,30,000 free money at the same EMI, right?
Wow. You just said 5 lakhs free.
5,30,000 free. For what? Your EMI has not changed. 2016, you were ready to pay 60,000 as an equal monthly installment. And if you even keep the same EMI, though I'm sure your salaries must have gone up.
Yeah.
And if they are not, and if you keep the same EMI, you're getting 5,30,000 free money. And that goes on. If you have an EMI of 80,000, you get more of 7,06,000. If you have kept your EMI as 1 lakh, you are getting 8,83,000 more compared to 2016. And if you have decided to devote 1,50,000 as an EMI, you are getting almost 13,25,000 free money. compared to what you were getting in 2016, just because your rate of interest has gone down. It's a very simple math.
Because we read in the papers and we read on our mobile phones that rate of interest has dropped, and the more aware amongst us say कि अच्छी बात है rate of interest has dropped. The less aware amongst us don't realize the importance of this. And in the rate of interest dropping, what you're saying is that people like us have not realized that more money is being made available to us free of extra cost.
Free of extra costs, the same EMI,
At the same EMI.
the same price which you were ready to pay in 2016. In 2018, you're getting more money, and that is what we call free money. What are you paying extra for? Nothing.
Now tell me, I get all this free money. I love what he's just said, by the way, that this money is free. And we just don't take loans because we're not comfortable taking loans. Now, what happens? Why do we do that? What is this psychology? What is the flaw? What is the mistake that we're making?
I don't think that's a mistake.
Mhm.
That's the mindset. That's a perception we have.
Mhm.
I mean, if you look at our upbringing, if you look at our childhood,
Mhm.
we've always been told to remain cautious.
Yeah, yeah.
If you borrow money, we have always been told don't borrow.
Correct,
You repay it.
correct,
दूसरे का पैसा है.
correct,
But
correct.
but this loan which is available to you is not दूसरे का पैसा. It's your हक का पैसा.
There you go again.
This is your हक का पैसा.
Mhm.
Why I say this? Because you have spent so many years
Mhm.
qualifying yourself for a job.
Yeah.
Now you have a job. You are a qualified person, educated person doing a steady job. You become qualified lender for the banks. And it's a government policy which says that please buy your own house. We would like to support you in buying your own house. If you look at the policies,
Mhm.
most of the people who stay in urban cities, who have steady jobs,
Mhm.
should look at taking the advantage of this policy. And that is where we say loans are good.
Loans are good, and those loans are now giving us more money than they had given us before.
Yeah.
You had mentioned very briefly that EMI is not an expense. What did you mean by that? So, what is that whole?
See, if you compare, that time my first project in Market Yard, people were told to pay an EMI of 10,000 rupees, 12,000 rupees per month. 98.
Yeah.
It was a big money in 98.
Yes. Yes.
It was almost like 50% of their salary.
Correct.
So they used to say, boss, ये 10,000 रुपया बहुत ज़्यादा है. How will I afford paying 10,000?
Yes. Yes.
And when I talked to them in 2018, most of them has already repaid their loan
Yeah.
10 years back, 15 years back.
Yeah.
And when they look at 10,000 rupees EMI, they say that's my son's pocket money.
Correct.
Everybody in their life has grown
Yes. Yes.
in last 20 years. If you look at their past, they find 10,000 rupees was peanuts for them.
Yes.
And today, look at their asset value. 98, they bought that apartment for 10 lakhs. Today, that same apartment, their book value, their ready reckoner value is more than 1.5 crores.
That's just huge, isn't it?
What an asset they
Yeah,
have.
yeah, yeah.
They own that asset and they feel so secure.
Absolutely.
They feel so successful.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You started.
Let me give you one more
Sure.
astonishing, outlook which you should have about loans. You pay today, if you want to have a 2-bedroom apartment,
Mhm.
you would pay around 12,000 rupees a month.
Sure.
And suppose it increases by 5% every year. You know what will be your total outgo in 20 years?
Haven't calculated. No.
This is what I've done. I've done this simple math for you. It will be 47 lakh 61,500 rupees.
That's a lot. Yeah.
So 20 years, you have spent 47 lakh 61,500 rupees in rent. That's a direct expense.
Yes. Yes.
Other guy invested in the property, he got his EMI back from you. You paid for his EMI,
Yeah.
and after 20 years, he's going to enjoy the asset, and you are paying for his EMI.
That's not a nice thing to hear, people, but it's something that we need to hear.
No, you don't calculate.
Yes, of
You know,
course.
people need to calculate the kind of money they pay in rent. Either you're going to buy or you're going to stay on rent.
Yeah.
Please do your math.
So the money that we spend as rent is money gone. It's like
The other guy who bought an apartment, took
Yeah.
a loan, gave that apartment to you on rent, you paid for his EMI. And today, after 20 years or 10 years, he's enjoying his property, and you have spent huge money paying rent
huge money.
and
yes.
EMI for the other guy.
And we're actually talking fairly small amounts here. We're talking about apartments that we're paying 12,000 rupees rent on. I know of young couples who spend so much more on rent every month, because 12,000 is like, bare minimum. Spending so much more, I think.
And that's how you could really create an asset for yourself. It's such a simple theory which you could apply.
It's very simple when he says it, isn't it? It's astonishingly simple when you say it, and then you sit back and wonder why you didn't think of it yourself. But you've made 2 points. I mean, I hope people are watching, because, and I hope I get no more calls about free money kahan milta hai, because he answered that. He also answered why loans are good. I want you to tell us a little more about loans and the fear that we have, because the example you gave was of 1998. The EMI we're talking about now is 60,000 rupees. So 60,000 rupees today sounds big. You always say that people should have the vision, right?
Yourself, 20 years hence, I'm sure you can always predict what kind of money
Yeah.
you're going to make after 10 years or 20 years.
Absolutely.
And if you are able to predict what kind of money you're going to make,
Yeah.
you can always compare, and you can always say that what is going to be my EMI going to look like 5 years hence, 10 years hence.
That's so important.
And there where we have finance companies who have come up with innovative products.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Today you find 60,000 very heavy on your salary.
Yeah.
They would reduce it to 40,000 with
Really?
the same loan eligibility, and they would increase that EMI 5 years later.
So they're adjusting for my growth in income.
Growth in income. So
Ah.
always you maintain, say, 30% of your income as an EMI, because they are anticipating that in 5 years you would definitely grow by 50%, 10% year on year, or maybe 8% year on year would be your increment, minimum increment.
Minimum, yeah.
So
Yeah.
you're almost like increasing your income by 50%. So you can always calibrate your EMI according to your growing income. So loans are good. Loans are good. There's nothing to get scared of loan. And once you get used to it, I've seen people in Bangalore
Mm-hmm.
buying one property after another
After
and
the
after
other.
another. And I've seen a guy who was working in Wipro, he had 230 apartments.
How many?
230 apartments, because he was in IT and his income grew to 2 crore a month. He was getting 2 crore a month. So what to do with money?
So he bought 230 apartments.
He was owning 230 apartments in 20 years.
Wow. Wow. That is what we're talking about, folks. We're talking about real rich. We're not talking about little rich, thoda rich, moralist rich. We're talking about real rich, and he's right here to tell us exactly how to do it.
Use your money,
Yeah.
use the facility given by the banks, and they are really looking at people who can make an house for themselves. Government is supportive, banks are supportive, builders are of course supportive.
Fantastic. I think 2 very valuable points that he's made for all of us. He said, "Darne wali koi baat nahi. Don't be afraid of loans," and that is something that the Indian mind
People
needs
have
to hear.
asked, bank is going to mortgage your apartment where you're staying, Once you stay in your apartment, you would never misuse it.
Yes, of course.
It's mortgaged with the bank. You are definitely an eligible guy who's going to have steady income,
Yeah,
and you are going to repay your EMIs.
absolutely. Absolutely.
And that's going to give you success, because owning a house has brought so much of pleasure to your family,
Yeah,
has given you
yeah.
so much of security to your family, and you feel so successful. Once you have those feelings, you never default on a loan. And also, because you have an EMI to pay, you have a motivation to work and grow.
Very true.
Loans become your friend for growth.
Yeah, loans become your friend is what he says, but I was really waiting for his third answer. I I love the whole free money thing. I love how loans are good for us, but tax is your friend. All the people who called me and asked me, please get him to talk about how tax is your friend, because tax traditionally has been the enemy, right? I mean, for all of us, we're like these people who say, we don't like the tax man, don't like taxes. And here is this gentleman saying tax is your friend. Atul, completely over to you. I don't understand this at all. I know there are so many people out there who are waiting to hear from you. Why is tax our friend? Please explain.